Good morning, day 3 video. It's actually evening. I'm having this cool Harry Potter shirt my sister gave me. Hogwarts, what's up, witchcraft and wizardry. I'm wearing my hoodie because it's cold and also for additional sun protection. And I'm super sleepy. I think some thoughts on today is I'm realizing how I could have like some pretty cool energy and then suddenly none, and then some, and then suddenly none. So that's a noticing thing. And excuse me. I was thinking about last night I wasn't sleeping well, and the night before I wasn't sleeping well, and I was getting a little anxious because I don't usually take a bunch of medicines, and I'm all about like natural stuff and that stuff. And so then I think I actually took too much of something, and I was worrying about that and thinking about other things of like ooh, the pretty big bug of like potential blood clots. But then I had like all those ruminating thoughts, and then I listed them out so I could let them go. And I did some visualization and some deep breathing. And then the thing that helped of me getting to sleep, I guess, was just kind of allowing my thoughts to go, but without the stress of thinking, oh, I'm not sleeping, and just kind of accepting it. And then I felt myself relax, and then I fell asleep, and it was wonderful. And that made me think about like the idea of struggle and letting go of struggle, and just like bringing in acceptance. And I think the thing that's probably hardest for me right now, aside from the sometimes of like not walking and stuff, actually more than that, is just the lower energy and feeling I guess limited in that way. Yeah, feeling limited doesn't feel good. And it made me think back to, I think, like, I don't know, 2006 or something, when I was diagnosed with ADD, and having like really struggling with that. And then it made me think of maybe 5 or 6 years ago when I was diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder, and how I was struggling with that. And it made me think about like anxiety and how that used to be a struggle as well. And then some paranoid thoughts, and for a while how that was difficult. And it made me think about in general of that, of when each of those are kind of new things that I was working through and navigating, and how it was really difficult, and how there's like these just states of being that I was getting accustomed to, and thinking about what's normal, and coming to the conclusion that my normals could be a variety of things. And then also, like, years later now, it's pretty cool of how all those things at times are really difficult aren't really are for more or less non-issues now. Of like with the focus every once in a while, but it's like once in a blue moon it might be a little harder than usual, and I might be a little slower than usual, but just kind of being chill with it. And then sometimes like it might be a little hard to focus, but I've learned that as long as I continue to take action, that I actually can focus really well, even if it doesn't feel like it. And with the anxiety, that used to be really debilitating, but now it's like pretty chill. I can just notice something and then let it go. And then with the bipolar 2 disorder, that was difficult with a bunch of ups and downs, but now it's been like a few years. I don't think I've really had many cycling or symptoms like that. And so it's cool to how that's kind of in check. And same with the paranoid thoughts of, at one point that was really scary, of like fear of leaving the house, fear of driving, lots of different, some pretty surreal, trippy, reality bending things going on. And then that not happen anymore. And occasionally like a thought will come up, but then I'm able to see it and then just let it go. And so it made me think of how at one time those things were really difficult and there was that struggle, but then when I was able to let go of those things, of that struggle, and just accept wherever I am at whatever point, and that being okay with that, then it made everything really easy. Not really easy, like maybe there was still something, a difficult experience, but it just, when I was able to let go of that, it made being in whatever that experience was okay. And so that's what I'm coming to right now. And also a cool thing is that I used to view those things as deficits, and now I don't. I view all those as strengths, and how and opportunities to practice certain skills. And so now, like, my emotional awareness and all that stuff is like pretty strong. I have a pretty cool relationship with my emotions and my thoughts, and going through those experiences made me develop that and strengthen that. And so that's kind of a thought I'm having now is, with the lupus, of how that is like tiring and a little trying, and some of those same thoughts come up of like feeling limited and some of that struggling stuff going on, and then thinking how it's just more opportunities to practice new skills and learn new things and strengthen new skills, and working again on letting go of the struggle and to being able to do that. And I know at some point I'll come to a point where where the acceptance kicks in and it's just like another thing, and I'll learn how to navigate it, and hopefully it'll be pretty chill moving forward. And so those were some thoughts I had today about that. And then I'm just getting pretty long, so I'm just gonna end with what's it called, a Love Work community update. Me and my mom were working on a second e-course, building that's the name of the first e-course, the 7 self-love diet, food, and eating guidelines based on body-based eating. So just listening to your body and listening to your intuition, and not listening to outside sources, but just checking in with yourself. And it was really cool finishing that. A couple weeks ago, and we had people taking it while we were working on it, and it was cool creating it, and also we did these like daily check-ins in between the larger lesson emails. And so with that, both me and my mom took turns reflecting on how the different guidelines resonated with us personally in our own experiences with them. And so that was really cool, without before the lupus diagnosis, of a lot of things still going on with my body, not really knowing what's up, to develop a better or a deeper relationship with my body, and to get more insight from my body. And some of the tips or the guidelines, I think for some people could seem really hard and almost impossible, and then for other people I think they may seem like so simplistic. But what I'm realizing is that even if they do seem simplistic, for me, I gained so much of going through creating it. Like the guideline 1 is eat when you're hungry. And it may sound simple, but then some of the tools to learn about that is like, what are my body's hunger signals? And getting, in tune with that. What are my body's satiety signals? Stop eating when you're hungry. What does that look like for me, and what does that feel like for me? And then a cool other thing of like emotional eating or emotional hunger versus physical hunger. And if it's emotional hunger, what's the actual need